So now we'll calibrate our lights. This involves first of all checking each file and then calibrating the lights with our master flat and our super bias file that we previously made. Now on the object that we're doing, which is the Flame Nebula, I haven't got that many exposures, so it shouldn't take too long to do this one. So to check each frame, we use a process called the blink process, which is under all processes and blink. What the blink process allows us to do is examine each of our raw frames individually to see if there's anything there that we want to throw away. You know, we might have a massive plane trail through an image and we don't want to use that image in our final result. So with the blink process opened here, we open the files that we want to look at. So we highlight all of them, Control A, click open. This will now load all the images into the blink process. I will come back when they're done. So there's all our images loaded into the blink process. We just move that over there a second. You can see here is like a grayscale, very unprocessed image of this top file here. What we can do using this right arrow is just drop through each image. If you notice, you see how they're moving. That's actually the dithering of the telescope that's done that. That's why I don't need to use darks, as we talked about in the previous video. So looking through each one of these, yep, looks pretty good. So we can now close that. We now know that each one of these images is okay for us to continue with the further processing. There's no nasty trails or anything going through any of the images, so that's good. So we now close the blink process and close this blink screen. We're not going to use it for anything else. Next up, we open image calibration, process, all processes, image calibration, just there. Add our files, our light files, all these ones here. So again, Control A to select them all, click open. Minimize this top section up here to give us a bit more room, see what we're doing. Output files, we don't want to put it in the cal folder in the flats. We want to put it in a cal folder in our lights folder. So create a folder called cal in there. Everything else in here leave as default. Drop that up there. Click that button there. We'll go and find our super bias file, remember, which is there. Select that, click OK, or click open. Master dark, we don't have one. Untick it. Shift that up there. And one last file to add is our master flat, which, if you remember, is in our flats folder. Just there. And click open. Once you've done that, click the button here with the round circle on it. That will then calibrate our light frames with our master bias and our master flat. And this process window pops up here. Now if you've got a lot of images, this takes a long time. I've only got 20, but it's still going to take a while, so I'm going to stop the video while it does that. So that's how we calibrate our light frames. Now you'll see here, if I look in the folder, there's the cal folder. If I open that folder, you'll see all the calibrated light frames. Also note this C here. Now we're going to talk about these little letters that get added a bit further on into the video series, but they are quite important. Well, they actually help me when I'm processing, but we'll look at those a bit later on when we've got a few more, because there's going to be some more letters added after here, and we'll look at why I find them important and helpful. So that's that video on calibrating your light frames. In the next video, we'll look at how to debayer your images and how to choose your images using the subframe selector.